Garrett Blevins here with the next installment in our training series. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future is talking about two different things. One is this book which I got today, Practical Programming for Strength Training, Mark Rippetoe's book. And it's a really good book for basic training. It talks about the differences between novice training, intermediate training, advanced training, and also about elite athletes and how or if someone is going to be able to get to that level. So one of the things I'm going to be doing, because the book lays such a good foundation for training, knowledge, and understanding, is I'm actually going to do a review of the book. But I'm going to do it in such a way that I summarize it kind of section by section. I'll see which sections are most important and which are most applicable to powerlifting and strength training in general. So I may just do one or two videos based out of chapter 1. Some of the later chapters are far more substantial, and so there may be a number of videos per chapter. And so that's one thing I'm going to be doing. The other is I'm going to be talking about my own personal history, and hopefully some of my personal history will dovetail in with the examples and summary of the book so that I can explain some of my training and where I went right and where I went wrong. Also, one other thing, I've told some of you've asked about if I'm going to be coaching or if I'm doing any coaching. And I've always responded I'm not doing it yet, but I am going to start practicing for the CSCS, Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. That's reading this book and then taking like a $350 test to get certified. There's a lot of information in here, covers nutrition, various topics in exercise science, programming, practical things like how to set up a gym, how to manage a gym. But I think this is 640 pages. Don't know if you can see that there. So it's going to take me a while to read through this and get that knowledge going. But I want to let you know that I am working towards that CSCS, and hopefully we'll finish that out, pass the tests, and work towards becoming an online coach. So that's another thing I'm working on. So to begin this with the first installment, I wanted to talk about training versus exercise. This is a big difference or a big distinction within the book, and I want to read out a few definitions of that for you so you can get a good idea of what I'm talking about. Because for some of you, exercising and training may sound like the same thing. Exercise is defined as the physical activity performed for the effect it produces today. So this could mean you go out and do something so you can burn some calories, or get hot and sweaty or out of breath, or go pump your biceps, or stretching so that your muscles feel stretched out. That's all immediate results. You can go pump your arms, but that's not going to necessarily mean anything. If you go do the same, 5 by 20 rep scheme or something for arms every day, you're not going to be training your arms. You're just going to get a pump. And this is where, personally, a lot of what I call, like bro style workouts, where you go do the same things over and over again, will work for a period of time when the person is brand new to lifting. Anything gets you stronger, but then you plateau. And even though you go and you hit it harder and harder and harder, what you're really doing is just exercise. You're going and doing something that helps you that day without actually training, which requires a plan for long-term development and growth. Training is defined as the physical activity performed for purposes of satisfying a long-term performance goal, and is therefore about the process instead of the constituent workouts of that process. The constituent workouts would be various exercises. Exercise, when put in a logical, rational stream of exercises that build upon each other in a training cycle, whether that's microcycle, mesocycle, there's a plan behind it. And that's what changes exercise, which is just going to be something that helps you for that day and maybe, get your blood pumping, and that's the only effect it has, into training, which pushes you towards a goal. One of the examples given in the book, it's a little controversial, but Rippetoe says this: as hard as a WOD at CrossFit is, it's still not training. And what he's saying there is you can go kill yourself in the gym, put in tons of effort. Just because exercise isn't training, it doesn't mean that you're not working hard. Again, training is about reaching a predetermined goal. And so if you just go destroy yourself every time you get a chance, you're just going to burn yourself out, go into overtraining, and stay at the exact same strength levels that you always have. Now, this channel is a powerlifting channel, and so I'm going to talk about training for strength, and that requires a plan. But that plan differs depending on the abilities of the lifter, how many years that they've lifted, what type of gains they're making, and how those gains are manifesting themselves. So I'll be touching on that in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I hope wherever you're at, you're doing well. Blessings.